Hello, and welcome back to the Mr. English channel. I'm Alex.
And I'm Chloe. It's so great to be here with you all today. How's your week been, Alex?
It's been great, thanks. Super busy, but really good. How about you?
Same here, but I'm really excited for our topic today.
Me too, because today we're talking about the whole reason we started this podcast to provide you with everyday English conversation and real life dialogue.
Exactly. We're going to dive into why listening to natural, easy, and fun conversations is one of the absolute best ways for beginners to improve their English skills.
So, Chloe, to kick things off, do you remember learning a language in school from a textbook?
Oh my gosh, yes. It was so structured, so formal. Everything was in these perfect, complete sentences that nobody ever uses.
Right? The first lesson is always, hello, how are you?
And the only correct answer is, I am fine, thank you. And you? Or my other favorite, the book is on the table.
Yes. Where is the library? These are useful phrases, I guess, but nobody talks like that in a real flowing conversation. In real life, it's so different.
Totally. If someone asks how I am, I might say, pretty good, you? Or can't complain, how about yourself? There are so many variations. Real conversation is fast and it's full of shortcuts.
I actually have a funny story about that. I was learning Spanish, and the book taught me a very formal way to order food. I used it at a casual little cafe in Madrid,
Uh huh.
and the waiter just sort of smiled at me like I was a time traveler from the 19th century.
Oh no, that's hilarious. But it's a perfect example. Learning the real way people talk helps you connect and fit in.
Exactly. It's about using contractions like gonna instead of going to, or wanna for want to, and filler words.
We say like, all the time while we're thinking. It's a natural part of speech, but it's often edited out of learning materials.
Which is a shame because if you don't know about them, you might get confused when you hear them. So that's our first big point. We're here to give you the English people actually use.
Right, which leads perfectly into the next idea, the power of just listening.
Yes, the famous input hypothesis. The idea is simple. The more you listen to a language you can mostly understand, the more you will learn.
It's exactly how a baby learns to talk. They don't start with grammar books and vocabulary lists. A baby would be a terrible student in a traditional classroom.
They really would be. No, they just listen. For 1 or 2 years, they are in what's called a silent period. They're just a sponge, soaking up all the conversations happening around them.
And eventually, all that input starts to connect in their brain. They start to understand, and then they start to speak. It's a natural process that works for everyone.
And that's what we want to provide, a fun, easy way for you to surround yourself with English, and you can do it passively, just having us on in the background. That's good for getting the rhythm of the language.
Right, but active listening is even better. That's when you really focus. Maybe you listen to a 5-minute section and your only goal is to write down all the contractions you hear.
That's a great tip, a little mission for each listening session. It turns it into a game. And learning isn't just about single words, it's about the music of the language.
I love that phrase, the music of the language. It's so true. The intonation, the stress, the rhythm, and how it changes completely depending on our emotion. Think about the phrase, oh, great.
Okay.
If I just got some fantastic news, I might say, oh, great, upbeat, excited tone.
Right, you sound happy.
But if I just spilled coffee all over my keyboard, I'd say, oh, great. Slow, sarcastic, low tone.
Completely different meaning. The words are the same, but the music, the intonation tells the real story. And you can only learn that by hearing it.
You really do. That reminds me of another huge benefit. You learn words in phrases, not just by themselves.
Oh, that's a great point. You learn chunks of language.
Yes, chunks is the perfect word. For example, in our chat earlier, I said can't complain. A beginner might learn the single word complain, but they might not know that common phrase.
Right, and can't complain is a very common, natural way to answer, how are you? It's a single unit, a chunk.
Exactly. Or think about a phrase like, by the way, which we use to change the subject, or no way to show surprise.
Learning those chunks is like having pre-made building blocks for your sentences. It makes speaking so much faster and more fluent.
It does. Your brain can just grab a whole phrase it has heard us use 100 times. Okay, so that leads us to our final and maybe most important point, confidence.
Ah, yes, the big one. The fear of making a mistake. It can be paralyzing for so many learners.
It really is. You get so worried about using the wrong grammar or the wrong word that you just freeze up and say nothing at all.
I've been there. But here's a secret we want to share with everyone. Native speakers are not perfect.
Not even close. We stumble over our words, we forget what we were going to say, we use and ah. It's normal.
The goal of a conversation is not to pass a grammar test. The goal is to connect with another person.
That's so true. And don't worry about your accent. Your accent is part of who you are. The goal is to be understood, not to sound perfectly native.
Exactly. We hope that by listening to our natural, friendly, and sometimes imperfect conversations, it makes it all feel less scary. We want to help you build the confidence to go out and actually use your English.
Well, I think that's the perfect way to wrap up the why behind Mr. English Channel. We believe that listening to fun, easy, real-life dialogue is the best way to learn. And speaking of using your English, let's talk about some practical ways to get the most out of listening to a podcast like this one. It's not just about having it on in the background, right?
No boring textbooks, just real chat. So now we have a question for all of you listening. We want you to practice your English with us. Absolutely. Passive listening has its place, for sure. You can get a feel for the rhythm and flow of the language. But if you want to see faster progress, active listening is where it's at. It's like the difference between sitting on the sidelines and actually getting in the game. Absolutely. Passive listening has its place, for sure. You can get a feel for the rhythm and flow of the language. But if you want to see faster progress, active listening is where it's at. It's like the difference between sitting on the sidelines and actually getting in the game.
Yes, please leave a comment below on YouTube and tell us what is one new English word or phrase you have learned recently.
It can be anything. For example, I recently learned the idiom to bite the bullet, which means to decide to do something difficult that you've been avoiding.
That's a great one. So let us know yours in the comments. We'd love to read them. And thank you all so much for listening today. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next conversation.
We'll be back soon with another episode. Until then, keep listening and keep learning. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Hello, and welcome back to the Mr. English channel. I'm